Hey, how you doing, Turks and Caicos? Your girl Angie T here, and you're watching What's Hot. Now, on today's show, we've got Julian Garland, Yasmin Rigby-Blues, and John Wright, a personal trailer who's going to tell you all about how to get your bodies right and fit for this holiday season. So, don't change that dial. You're watching What's Hot. Thanks for coming back. And like I told you earlier on today's show, we have Julian Garland, Yasmin Rigby-Blues, and John Wright. Now we're sitting here with Julian Garland, and you probably seen him perform at festivals and various church functions and a lot of different concerts. So today we're going to find out who is Julian Garland, and we're going to see if we can get a taste of his music and what he does. So Julian, can you tell the people a little bit about you?
Hi, I'm Julian Garland. Julian Garland is someone that is a young man that is very, very passionate about music and what he does. I, from a young boy, I grew up, all my life wanted to sing and wanted my music to go to around the world because I watched people like Donnie McClurkin, Kirk Franklin, and I saw their passion about ministry and then taking it and their passion about people and taking music across the nation. And I said, God, I want to do that. I want a gift like that have a heart for people. And I asked, and He gave it to me, and I started watching my career take off.
Okay. And for people who don't know, yeah, you live right here in the Turks and Caicos, but where are you originally from?
I'm from Freeport, Grand Bahama. I was born in Freeport, Grand Bahama, and I moved here in '87.
And how you liking the Turks and Caicos?
This is a Turks and Caicos is home. This is beautiful. I've lived here all my life, from Grand Turk, um, and I moved to Provo. I used to be a police officer here, and so I love it. I wouldn't move nowhere else. I wouldn't change it for the world. It's a beautiful place, Turks and Caicos.
Okay, so about your music now. Okay, as a young guy, and if the everyone can see that you're very young, as a young guy, what made you not follow in the leads of the other people who go out and do secular music and do rump shaking music and do music about God and spreading the word?
Well, I wouldn't. I mean, knock down the secular music on the whole, because some of it are clean, and because my father plays and with shocking vibe, and I've watched him, and I've saw him, and I remember he used to sit me down and teach me, taught me with the guitar, but I didn't have no passion for playing the guitar, and I got saved, you know, and the singing was given to me as a gift, and my fans were the elderly folks at first, where that used to be singing all over, and people used to say, there's something about your voice, there's something about that anointing that is on your life, right? And so it sort of brought a seed in me and gave me that drive and that passion to want to keep going towards gospel music instead of secular. I did secular music before in school, and I was just singing. And after I became a Christian, I got saved. The anointing is what have made a difference in my music and my gift, because now it have an effect on people's lives. People have come and said that they're not the same. Their lives are being changed. There's something about the ministry in me, so that's why I keep doing what I love.
So basically, we've have seen you around. We've seen, like I say, seen you at previous music festival. So tell me about that. How do you feel performing in front of a large crowd like that, though?
Ooh, that was a wonderful experience. I've been singing a long time, and some people still don't believe. I get nervous every time I have to prepare. I'm a perfectionist. I want everything to go right, and I know there's a whole lot of people that are watching it. And even though you're going to minister and you go to do gospel, because they're bringing an outside artist, right? People still tends to put you in this category where they compares you to the artist to see how you would match up to the overseas artists. And I'm not into it. I'm not into that kind of game. I just want to minister. I have the heart for people. I have passion. I'm passionate about music, and that's all I want to do. Is exciting singing to the BET Festival in the experience of a lifetime.
Okay, now can you give us a little sample of what you do for people who don't know Julian Garland, for people who've just seen your face for the first time? Give us a sample of what you do, please.
All right, for all of y'all who don't know Julian Garland, I love you, Lord. You alone, you made a way for me. You're the sunshine in my life. That is why I sing your praise. And I trust you, God, for I know you never let me go. And I'll let this whole world know that you reign forevermore.
Okay. Okay, that was nice. That was nice. And for people who don't know you, if they're watching this tonight, they're gonna know you because that was lovely. That was lovely. At what age did you realize that you had a gift like this?
Oh, I don't know. From because I was singing a long time, and you gotta excuse me, I'm kind of nervous. I was singing a long time, and I it, the passion got in me after I got saved, and that was around the age of 16, and it took off from there.
We've seen you at these festivals, and we just heard you give us a sample of what you do. Now, for people who really want to know the real Julian Garland, or who want to hear you every night and every day, and want to play you in their car, how will they be able to do that? When are you putting out an album?
Okay, well, right now I'm currently working on an album with a producer out of Atlanta. His name is Kevin Bond. He's responsible for a whole lot of music out there in the gospel industry. He did Donnie McClurkin last album, Hymns, and I think Hymns is called Hymns, right? And so I'm excited to be working with a well-known producer. Like I've got a chance to go to the studio already. We did some work, and trust me, he knows what he's doing. He's no joke. He's passionate about his gift, and so I have to, be ready when I go there. It's not that I can't do it. No excuses.
All right. So when can we expect this album to be on these shores in the Turks and Caicos Island? When can I get my copy?
Well, we plan to we're trying to get the album to come out next year, sometime next year. We haven't set a date yet because I have to go back there and have to finish it, and so we looking at sometime next year, hopefully, and we'll be ready once it's finished. Trust me, the whole world will know it's out there.
So next year we can catch Julian Garland in full effect in the Turks and Caicos. Your album will be ready, and we can catch you in full effect.
Yeah.
Now, like I told you before, we're interviewing Julian Garland, Yasmin Rigby-Blues, and John Wright. Now we're sitting with Yasmin Rigby-Blues, and Yasmin, you're so well known around here in the Turks and Caicos Islands, but I don't think people really know the real Yasmin Blues. So can you tell us, who are you, where are you from, and how did you get here in our lovely Turks and Caicos shores?
Funny you should ask that. About 7 years ago, I was asked the same thing when I came here. I am from Freeport in the Bahamas, but my father's from here, which makes me a belonger. And I've been in many, many different fields, well, all to do with writing. And that's where I started out.
Okay, and you have been in many different fields. We've seen you as newspaper writer. We've also seen you as news anchor, reporter, even as movie star. Can you tell us a little bit about each of those fields and tell us how did you come about getting in those fields?
So I got into I started out with the Freeport News and I stayed there for about 10 years. And on from there, I moved here to the Turks and Caicos, where I came as the editor of the Free Press. And during that time, I also anchored a well, not anchored. I also hosted a show, television show, right here on Channel 4 called Crossroads. And it was on Thursday mornings at 7 o'clock, which was an early start, but it was really interesting. And I got in because of Titus DeBoer. On my birthday of that year, November 2nd, Titus had interviewed me as the new editor of the Free Press. And on from there, I was at the Free Press for a year and a half, and then I moved over to Grand Turk, where I became the manager of Radio Turks and Caicos. Absolutely, absolutely loved it. Radio wasn't my calling. I didn't think it was, but I think I got bit with the broadcasting bug at that point. And during that time, I also got into the movies. I interviewed a crew from the Regent group that came down to do films in Grand Turk. And so I was able to interview them on the show Voices. And of course, getting to know them. When I moved over to television, which was rather another interesting step that I hadn't anticipated. During that time in Grand Turk, I was also asked by the group at Regent to just fill a spot. They had cast everything else and forgot this one. And because one of them knew me, he said, well, she's had time on stage. And I had. So why not? Let's try her out. And interestingly enough, the director saw me just a few minutes, interviewed me, and then he said, okay, well then fine, we'll see you tomorrow. So that's how I got into that movie. So yeah, that's basically it, because from there I moved here about 2 years ago, moved back to Provo, and have been with WIV since. Well, more or less, yes.
Okay. And I actually saw the movie. It was a great movie, Mona.
Thank you.
I loved your role as Mona. But you have also been involved, and you say you've been involved in writing, but you also have, I hear that you have a book coming out.
Yes.
I don't know if that's true or not.
Well, of course that's true, and I have a copyright here. Expressions. Actually, I've been writing poetry all along, and just recently, through prodding by a number of friends who know what I've been up to, they've been encouraging me and encouraging over the years. Mind you, it's been quite a number of years, but finally, as of next week, the book will be out on, and mainly you'll find it in Unicorn Bookstore. That's where you'll be able to purchase it. Pick up one, don't forget. It's called Expressions, and it's basically a compilation of a lot of the stuff I've been doing over the many years. And this is only one. I have a number that will be coming out during the next few years.
Okay. And I hear that this book actually was written a few years back. I mean, you didn't just do this. I hear that it was written a few years back, and that, but you're just actually putting it out.
Yep. Without revealing too much of my age, I started this at age 1, so about 20 years ago. Yes, about 20 years ago, I started writing.
She's 21, everyone. She's 21.
I didn't think I was a poet. I didn't think I was headed into that area when I started. But I quite liked it. And if anyone reads it, one thing they'll find out is that I'm quite the nature lover. And for most of the poems, you'll find something about the sun, the sea, the sky. I don't think I would have survived as well anywhere else other than in the Caribbean. And when I hit Turks and Caicos, the first thing that entered my mind is paradise.
Paradise. I think that's what hits everyone in the minds when they come here. But Yasmin, we cannot let you leave here without asking you about that AIDS commercial. Okay, that AIDS commercial. Everyone, I mean, it was for a good cause. I mean, you had your point. It was a great message, but it's stuck on everyone's minds. Can you do a few lines for us? And can you tell us how did you come about to do that commercial?
Actually, I give all the credit to Samantha Slattery, who saw me in WIV one day and said, "Oh, Yasmin, how would you like to do a commercial for me?" And I'm like, I'm not sure. So she says, "Well, you're a very, very pretty woman. I think you can do this." And so well, of course, she appealed to my vanity. So I said, "Okay." And so we went out. And then she says, she gave me the script. Basically, the script is written out. And it was interesting going by minute, actually doing it. And as for they just don't make them big enough, they do. I want everyone to know that definitely that is only a line, and they do make them big enough. Condoms. That's what we're talking about. They do make the condoms big enough. So that's not an excuse for men anymore. We've burst the bubble on that one.
I still didn't hear you do all the lines. If you can remember them from the top of your head, can you do all of them for us? Because I think a lot of people love to see Yasmin, and they just don't make them big enough. Hey, ladies, here's something that you might like. So, can you do the lines for us? Can you do it? Please, just do it for us.
I don't remember all the lines. I can tell you that I do remember, "Hey, sisters, here's some lines you want to stay away from."
Okay, well, it's been fun chatting with you, but we want to just get a taste of your book expressions that's going to be out soon. So, can you give us a few lines from your book?
The ocean. Endless thoughts on the infinite mind to be interrupted by the sudden consciousness of the surrounding. The sweet, soft, swishing sound of the water lapping on the shores, and the hypnotic sounds that emanate, brainwashing all thought, bringing them to a standstill. Gentle blue-green waves, so harmless in its beauty, and so dangerous in its anchoring depths.
Thank you.
Thank you.
That was very lovely, and it's very calming. It's not like a mad woman, mad black woman trying to get her point across. It's very calming. It's very calming, and and we look forward to seeing your books out on stores.
Thank you, and don't forget, it's at the Unicorn Bookstore, so do go out and get yourself a copy. And thank you, Angie T.
That was Julian Garland and Yasmin Rigby-Blues. But after the commercial break, we're going to talk to John Wright, a personal trainer who's going to tell us all about how we can eat right and stay fit this holiday season. So don't change that dial. You're watching What's Hot. Hey, Turks and Caicos, how you doing? Thanks for coming back from that commercial break. Now, like I told you earlier on this show, we have Julian Garland, we have Yasmin Rigby-Blues, and we've already seen them, but now we're sitting here with John Wright, who's a personal trainer, and we want to find out all about John and how to get our bodies fit this holiday season. So, John, can you tell us a little bit about yourself for people who don't know you, because you are a newcomer here in the Turks Caicos.
Yes, I am, and it's very good to be here in the Turks and Caicos, this beautiful island. I was here originally for the premiere before his wedding to lose weight, and after I got his weight down, I saw there was an opportunity here for some fitness training. So I'm still here after 3 months after the wedding.
Okay, and you say you saw that there was opportunity here. What sort of things did you see? Maybe improving on some things. What sort of things that did you see that could happen down here?
Well, again, when I first came here on this island, it seems that fitness wasn't the end thing. But after the premiere lost his weight, more and more people started coming to me and inquiring about fitness and how I got him to lose his weight. So today I'm booked from 5 a.m. in the morning to 6, 7 at night.
And what sort of activities do you do with these people?
Well, everyone's different. Everyone's fitness level is different. I try to design a program, fit for the person that I'm working out with. I probably wouldn't give you the same workout regimen as I give the premier, and I wouldn't give him the same one that I give maybe somebody else. So each and every person's different.
And okay, what are some of the things that you would like to see done here, or what are some things that you want to do?
Well, I would like to see everybody in good shape and feeling good. I think health and fitness is a very big, big part of life, and health is the greatest of blessings. So good health and feeling good is you can't go wrong with that. That's why I chose this profession.
Okay. Now, where are you originally from? Where are you coming from to be here?
I am from a small town called Menneson, Pennsylvania, which is just south of Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. And from there, I moved to Florida. I was in Boca Raton, Florida, which I was working with the two-time heavyweight world champion boxer. And I made Florida my home from Pittsburgh, and from Florida brought me here.
Now, for this holiday season, like you say, you noticed when you came here, a lot of people weren't into fitness. But for this holiday season, you have a lot of people who want to get fit and who want to fill their New Year's resolutions. So, what advice do you have to them, to those people?
The best advice I have to those people is once they make their New Year's resolution, to stick to it. Everyone makes them, but they seem to fall off after 2 or 3 months into the year. So I would highly recommend to once you started a fitness program, start with a short-term goal and go from there, because if you make the goal too long, it doesn't seem reachable. So if you make a short-term goal that's reachable, you're more amped to stick to that. And then you make another goal and you stick to that, and then you go on and go on until you reach your long-term goal.
Now, do you have any eating tips? It recently it was Thanksgiving. That was the last holiday that we just passed, and we're about to get into Christmas. And it's a whole lot of cooked meals right here in the Caribbean. It's a whole lot of food. Okay, so what advice do you have for eating, for people to eat right and to stay right?
Well, eating right is the most important thing in this. I mean, exercising, I always say, is the easy part. Saying no to good food is the hard part. So again, you have to be consistent on your diet and watch your fat intake is the key. And portions are very important as well. It's not that you can't enjoy the food. It's just watching your portions and putting some exercise behind it.
Okay. Now, will you be able to go into the gym and show us what you do?
Sure, I can show you a few tips.
This is the ultimate journey of your life, where the weak die and the strong survive. Prepare to suffer 40 days and 40 nights. Strap on your boots, 'cause you got a long flight. Just another journey into time.
Some legs. And fellas, this is very important for the fellas. Most men go to the gym and they just do bench press and curls. You have to have legs, fellas. Have to have legs. To build a nice house, you gotta have a good foundation, right?
You have to have legs.
Have to have legs. Yeah, so I notice a lot of guys do that. They just want to bench press and curl.
Okay. But with these machines, they look, complex. So, what do people need to know? Because you always have the instructions right here. Is it really important that they know these things when they work on?
It is important because you can hurt yourself bad. I've seen people hurt themselves in the gym and didn't know what they was doing, and actually other people too. So knowing the proper way to exercise is very important. Everything. This is your knee should be about right to here, and that gives you some indication on how far your seat should be back. What you want to do? Just come up, pause for 1 second, and back up. What this does, this works the quadricep area of the legs. Up and squeeze, and down. Up,
Now, are ladies allowed to do this?
down. Yes, what I recommend for the ladies is keeping the weight low weight, high reps. That way you'll grow nice, long, sleek muscles. Again, even men, when you're exercising, a lot of guys have a tendency of putting too much weight on and doing it the wrong way. I prefer putting on less weight and doing it the right way, because your muscle will get stronger and your muscle will grow over, a periodized time. But the proper way is the best way to go. This is probably this will definitely build muscle a lot faster than your typical row machine. Yeah. When you're rowing, you want to leave the knees just slightly bent. You don't never at any point when you exercise you want to keep your knees hyperextended. Always leave a little bit of bend in the knee. You want to extend the back as far as you can and pull straight in. Squeezing the upper back, extend out and pull. Extend out and pull. Notice how I'm keeping my posture in an upright position. This is the proper way. This is the wrong way. Okay? So always keep your posture up in an upright position, and you want to pull in and squeeze. Okay? Is that good?
Yeah.
Okay. I can demonstrate. Well, this is lat pull down machine, and the muscle that this is for the latissimus dorsi, which is in our term your lats. Again, you want to keep your posture. Posture is very important. And pull the weight straight down, squeezing down on your upper back. And up. And again, follow through, squeeze down. And from that exercise as well, I mean, you can use this machine for a lot of different things. You can also go into a tricep push down, which is here, for triceps. That's too much weight for me. Okay, with the tricep push down, when you're working the tricep, you want to bring your arms just about parallel to your sternum. And you want to squeeze back down again, leaving a slight tension in the knee. Come up, push straight through. Come up, and push straight through. And that's pretty much your movement for your triceps.
All right, and we've just been interviewing John Wright. And John, we'd like to thank you because I think our viewers got a lot of tips from you today on how to stay fit this holiday season.
Thank you, Angie. It was a pleasure being here and doing it with you guys.
And we're going to leave you to your workout so you can get even more fit and more cut, for the ladies out there, and you can show the fellas some more what you do. So we're going to leave you to your workout, and we're going to head out.
Okay.
All right.
Thank you. Thanks.